if you think that most of the things that are going to be on site are going to be on the bill, oh my guy, you are going to die. It is regardless of what they tell you, what your budget is, and all that jazz that people are lying to you and saying they've got a budget and all of whatever you are pricing has to be profitable for your business. Now we are not just buying biscuits. So when we price, we do not price for the consumer, we price.
The goalkeeper's beaten and South Africa have their first goal. What a terrific finish.
Sanibonani is South Africa, our land. Welcome to the best construction channel in the land. If you don't know me, my name is Upilile Mpemba. And welcome to the Construct, man. Welcome to the best construction channel. Here we talk about navigating strategies. We talk about sustainable tendering and construction methods. We talk about sustainable construction methods in terms of just navigation. We talk about all the different facets and the ecosystem of construction. We talk about a lot of the way on how to move within construction. So if that is something that you're keen on, it would be wise for you to stay on. But if you don't know me, my name is Upili Legane Mpemba, and I'm the founder of Umaswazi Group, which is engineering, marketing, and distribution. Welcome to my channel, man. Our channel. Today I want to talk about something that is so pivotal, something that really governs the way that we move in terms of just the built environment, because price is king. Price will always be king and will be king, and not will be king, but you know, like it's a lot to put into. There's a lot to put into, and there's a lot of thought when it comes to pricing. I have broken down pricing a little bit, I think a couple of years ago, where we spoke about just the cost factor and the kind of components on what to kind of put into your pricing. So if you are keen on something like that, go back to that video. But I think just today, you know, what I wanted to speak about is it's the game of pricing. You know, being in the industry now as an entrepreneur for plus minus about 3 years now, I've learned a couple of things. I've moved in a couple of ways, and I've gotten a couple of things, and I've lost a lot of things. But I think more than anything, I think I've gained so much knowledge in just pricing and the game of it. The first thing of it all is pricing for the bill. We do not do that here. Sustainable construction does not require you to, does not need you to price for the bill. You price for the service. Sustainability means that you have to get to a point where the service that you are offering is giving you a margin that is able to sustain your business and also grow it if you have growth strategies in place. So what we are saying here with sustainable construction is let the bills be the bill. The bill is just basically saying this is what we need and this is the quantity that we need it at. This is the time frame that we need it at. What can you charge? You are not now looking into their budgets. You are not now looking into, oh, okay, cool. This bill, I need to get it. No. I think being a startup and being in that situation where you want to be the lowest bidder because you want to get that first project. Guys, there's nothing that I can tell you more than crappy projects are not worth it. They're not worth it. Like, you can be the lowest bidder and you get awarded that project, but it will not give you peace. It will not give you no reward. It will give you no peace. It will not give you any motivation. It will not give you any skill or time or space because you're so stressed. You have tried to squeeze in a really tight project within really tight deadlines, within really tight financial capacity, and because you've priced so low, and yeah, you got the project, but it brings you no peace. You don't build any relationships because you're always trying to get the best price. You know, it's just there's so much that goes into it, and it's just not worth it. I think there's nothing that I will preach in terms of just the other side of the spectrum when it comes to procurement. It's that do not price for the bill, price for the service. I think if there's nothing else, if you have not broken down what are your rates in terms of like the components of what you are doing, whether you're in supply or you are in contracting, breaking down the components is probably the most pivotal thing, because that's how you know where to move and where are your chess pieces, where's your king, where's your queen, not queen or queen, where's your cash cow? Where's your, like, where are, what was it, dogs, cash cows? And, like, where are your different products that okay, cool, this one moves this way, this one moves this way, and I need to add a little bit more here in order to kind of get there. It is important when pricing to, I haven't heard a lot of people speak about benchmarking. Benchmarking is such a pivotal factor, because then you know which price on which to dance from. You know which price, okay, cool, this is getting a company that is the lowest, the middle, and the highest, and you know which kind of pricing area to kind of dance from. So benchmarking is probably your first one, when okay, cool, these are the type of different components that I have, and this is how I need to be moving, but this is what my competitor is pricing. It's very important for you to understand the dynamics between the product that you are selling and its costings, and how you want to offer it to your customer. Your customer cannot dictate how you are going to offer your product, or at what cost you are going to offer your product. And in this place, in the built environment, we would say we can't let our clients dictate the way that we are going to cost our product. We can maneuver around our product offering, but we can't now base our product because now the client has says, oh no, I have a budget of this amount. If this is what you want, this is what it costs, and you've done your benchmarking, you've done all of the research behind what you need to do, and then it's going to be easier for you to say this is the base costing. And a lot of procurement professionals actually understand, that there's so much meaning into your pricing. That's another thing that I've learned as I've kind of grown within construction, is that there's a message behind your pricing. Like, the people that are looking at your pricing, they know the benchmarks. They know, they know that you know what you're talking about. So they, at first glance, when I am, let's say, because I am, but I am seasoned in geotech products, right? So when someone sends me a quote on geotech products, and I'm like, okay, this person doesn't know what they're doing. Okay, this person is dancing around the right margin. Okay, this person is, okay, cool. So why are you here? And you kind of figure out, because they know the different components. So it is very important to put out the right price, because it's also, if there's any brand strategy that you have when it comes to tendering, it will probably be your price. Your price will determine how well you know your product, how strategic you are with your offering, and how you want to move in terms of your product. Because once it gets a little bit higher, procurement will always want to know why, and procurement's not just in procurement, but, the buyers will always want to know why. Why is yours 50 cents cheaper, 50 cents more expensive, or why is yours 3 Rand more expensive on a square meter? So it's important to understand that your pricing is a lot when it comes to tendering and to come to pricing like a project. Your pricing is your brand strategy. It shows how much you know the product. It shows how much you maneuver. People will take advantage of you when you don't know how to use your metrics and all of that, because you are bound by contract now. You're going to execute that project. But it's also like, okay, they can gauge, okay, this one knows what they're talking about, so we can't do this. This one knows this, and we can't do that. So it's also important. Your pricing is your brand strategy. And I think in terms of just the game of pricing, we need to know how to interloop. We need to know how to get into a point where you understand what you are doing. So when it comes to pricing projects, you need to know what you're doing. You need to know how to price it. You need to understand your environment. You need to understand your metrics. You need to understand your relationships behind it. And that's the only way you'll be able to define those relationships. When people know that you know what you're doing, and understand that your pricing is your brand strategy when it comes to when it comes to filling out documents. I'm not pro getting people to fill out documents, and and that's what I am about, just tender. I'm always about what is the strategic part of it. And the reason why I created this video is because, in as much as your price matters, but you need to understand that there's so much public relation that will go into the price that you're putting on. And the relationship, sometimes you're not getting the conversations that you think you need to be getting, or the conversations that you think you are deserving, because your price is wrong. Like when they look at it and they say, okay, cool, here's the price. Because, okay, for instance, I'm a geotech. Yeah, I'm in geotech, right? So when someone gives me a price when it comes to geotech materials, I know the benchmarking. So I'm just like, this person doesn't know what they're doing. It's either they don't know what the spec is. They are not calculating this the spec right, or they're not getting the matrix right. But this price is wrong. And by that time when I close that, I see the company, I know that that company doesn't know what they're doing. So it's important for you in everything that you do to understand that your price in terms of build can also be your public relations document. So in everything that you do, I think it's important that we break down these three. We need to break down the relationships behind your pricing. We need to discuss the spec behind your pricing, your metrics behind your pricing. Before we even get to the costings, we need to understand the fundamentals of how to compose your specific pricing based on the materials that you are wanting to get. So I think it's this video is mainly about understanding the game behind pricing. There's so much game in it. But before we get to the game, we need to get into the basics of it. And once we get to the basics of it, then we understand that, prices can create relationships that are substantial, but also you can never bid a good price will outweigh a good friendship. I say this now, a good price based on premium material will always outweigh a friendship. And we speak about a lot, especially about us, the youth, and how we want to be pricing into projects and all of that. Our competitive advantage is the fact that we know things that the oldies don't know. So it's important for you to understand where your metrics lie, what you are doing, the composition of your environment, the movement of your ecosystem, and then you create your costings around that. In marketing, we call it the price mix, but obviously it's not going to get into deep. Also, I generally think that, in high school, the marketing should be a fundamental subjects like economics and business management. Marketing has to do with so much of our environment. And I think that is what has helped me to kind of view construction differently and to draw from little things that have been exposed to me within this short time that I've been here. So I think I will keep it there. Price is king, but price is very important, but it is not your king. Price is important, but you are king. And it's important for you to create your pricing around your services, your products, your needs, and your goals. That is how we are going to create a substantial construction environment where we understand where we're going, where we understand where we're moving to, where we understand how we are going to grow. It's important for us to view construction as a business and not to just price to get that tender or to get that project, or someone call you the day before and ask you to price. And then you kind of wondering, why am I not sustainable? It's because you're everywhere. You're doing a lot of things that you don't really understand and you're not getting the finer details right. So I think the most important part of this video is me getting to a point where we understand that pricing, in as much as it's king, there's so much components to it, and there's so many other factors that you need to leverage in order for your pricing to be right for the project that you're going to. And if you don't know me, my name is Upili Legon. This is The Construct, and thank you for having me, and I will see you next time.